In fact, I wrote about this in my last book, not the liberalism book, but the growing up in the '80s book, Stranger's Gate. That one of the things largely unread book, but thank you. Is that one of the fascinating things about coming of age at that time in the art world was that as art, so-called, was getting further and further removed from craft, craft was becoming more and more important in people's daily life. It was the beginning of artisanal brewing, and it was the beginning of that whole world, particularly in food, actually, of valuing it. And in an odd way, your work sits at the intersection of those two moments.
Well, there's a reason why people make things. Homo faber. It goes deeply back into the making is like singing. It goes right back into human history. These are acts, principal acts of what defines us as a human being. And hand and heart are all there and present. I think we've got extra audience coming in from the back, which is very exciting. Hooray. So yes, the artisanal is really important. And it's interesting you should mention food, because these are recalibrations and recelebrations of that. So that's
vessels for
the vessels. So there's that. And then you have this extraordinary moment in the art world where all these things are being conceived of by artists and made by other people.
Right.
So you have vast craft skills going into the manufacture of, and without naming them, into these extraordinary new artifacts. So
Jeff Koons and
Jeff Koons, and so many other friends,
so many others, right.
And so many other people, and they are remarkable works of art, but the not naming and the not owning of that whole extraordinary process of understanding materiality, of bringing that thing into fruition, seems to me wrong.
Of making, of
the making bit remains interesting and provocative, and so when I'm making something, I still make my pots, and it sounds weird to have to say that that's a kind of revolutionary act.